3.
Once upon a time, a man was attacked by a vampire bird. Vampire bat vampire bat. Vampire bat. Vampire bat.
Dang, that sounds rocking.
Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the highlight of your week. Obviously, the highlight of my week. Obviously, this is eBay Power Selling 101, a seminar brought to you by the San Antonio Learning Annex Digital Campus. Here in the times of the pandemics, we've brought our education to you on Channel 59 in San Antonio and through PAC TV's Twitch stream throughout the rest of the world. My name is Michael DeWitt. This is my infernal co-host / teacher's assistant, Tom Parrott. Say hello, Tom.
Hello, Tom.
Say hello, Tom Band.
Hello, Tom Band.
That was a beautiful rendition of, what was the name of that song there, Band?
We call it Vampire Bat.
Vampire Bat. Fascinating, everyone. Everyone in the chat, you heard the music. You heard the introduction. You know each of our names. Now let's look into my chat screen, which is here, and let's get to know some of you that are joining us this evening. I see. Did you have?
We got ice cream cone back again. We got Moon Mistress 15. We got Dath 3 TJ. We got Dash Gash. It's a real motley crew in here. I think we've got 11 folks watching. Maybe we have some more people say hello. We got K-Gull.
Now, these are my little infernal marmots here in the student chat who are joining us through the Twitch. However, we are broadcasting live on Channel 59 in San Antonio, which I have to believe is millions of people also tuning in. They may not be as vocal as you in the chat, but you are a little peanut gallery. You are cheerleaders. If you see something you like, sound off. If you see something alarming, sound off. If you see something that makes you want to wake up early in the morning tomorrow and blog about it, sound off now and then.
If you see something that you want to post on your Zanga, post about it here first.
That's right. If you want to work some sound bites from this show into your dashboard confessional lyrics on Zanga, go ahead, my friends.
If you want to take a GIF from this show and re-upload it on your Tumblr, go for it.
That's right. Mix us in with your erotic adult Tumblr GIFs.
If you want to scrabble the audio from this show on your last.fm profile, I don't see why not. Post about us on Hot Machine, too, while you're at it.
A toast to all of the infernal marmots in the chat, to everyone watching at home, and to our guest band, the Mini Slabs.
Thank you.
Now, I've gone around and around saying basically the same thing 4 to 5 different times at this point, and I just want to get right to the point here. We will be joined.
You do?
I was almost there. We're joined by our house band here, the Mini Slabs. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you may have noticed that we were joined by a different band called the Slabs. Now, to explain the difference between the Slabs and the Mini Slabs, I present to you E-Slab.
Hey everyone. Last time we joined you guys, our old bassist A-Slab was here on the 4th string, and unfortunately he's currently lost at sea, so we're carrying on as the Mini Slabs.
What an ironic fate for a person whose name is so close to Ahab, one of the most famous captains of all time.
Touché.
Now, was that rim shot for me, or was it for your touché tag?
Touché.
Diplomatic. That's what I love about the Mini Slabs. They don't want to offend anyone right off the bat.
That's a good way to look at life, I think. Not offend people right off the bat.
That's right. I concede, or I steal back the time from this distinguished gentleman on the drum kit, E-Slab, and I'd like to say that this is a 100% educational learning seminar all about selling on eBay. And the way this program works is, in just a moment, we are going to have 3 valiant workshop students join us on screen with an item that we've never seen before, but yet we are going to appraise and help them sell on the electronic marketplace ebay.com. Now, all that's left to be said, and I'll say this very quickly, is that this program is run 100% free. Well, it's not free to run, but it's free for you, thanks to a generous grant from 3 organizations who I used to say their names, but it takes me too long.
Carter Silk Foundation, Bourbon Store Card,
and the Pear Apple Tree Family Farm.
Pear Apple Tree Family Farm. That's right.
However, this is where you come in, my friends. As our workshop students are bearing their souls to you with our items, and we're appraising and bearing our wisdom hats, this is where we call upon you to support the show in one of 2 ways. First, if you'd like to upgrade your wardrobe with some delicious mugs, face masks, and beach towels or t-shirts.
Get a mug for your mug.
That's right. Powerselling101.com, right there in the bottom left, you see there. That'll take you to our link tree, which will take you to the merch shop. The second way you can support is by supporting our valiant workshop students. We call them performers sometimes. We pull the curtain back. The illusion is broken. The Venmo at Powerselling101. That's our virtual tip jar. Everything we get during the course of this program will be shared with our 3 valiant workshop students, trice-wise. The third way
we split it, we take it, and it goes like that. That's too many, but you get the idea.
Another analogy I use is much like a triplet guitar stroke. Much like a triplet guitar. Are you okay, Tom?
I punched myself in the chin a little bit there. You know that soft spot where it's in your skull, where you're like your tongue sticks? I fell off my chair and I punched myself right there, and now my teeth feel a little funky.
I was going to try to identify it, but I feel like I couldn't get more scientific than your description of that spot on a human body. Much like the triplet guitar stroke, the signature style of the 2000s rock band Thrice, we are going to split the donations trice ways. The third way you can help is by supporting.
Is it still Thrice ways?
It's still Thrice ways, but this is a third thing you can do if you want to give money to something good. The Pack Theater, which broadcasts our show for everyone outside of San Antonio, they are a physical theater in Hollywood, California. As you know, there is no rent freeze because we live in a capitalist society where, unless the Pack Theater was $1 billion corporation, they would not be receiving much help right now.
If they were called the Pack, like PAC Theater, it'd be a different situation, but that's not the case.
That's right. If they were in cahoots with a parliamentarian in Congress, they would probably get the thumbs up to get some aid during this time. However, the way we can support them is by Venmoing them to @Pack-Theater.
Yep.
Now that that's all said, we could finally begin the most fun part of the show / seminar, the workshop student portion. Now, this is my favorite part, Tom. This is my highlight of the week.
Your highlight of your highlight.
Of my week.
So within the highlight, this is a secondary, more high-lit highlight.
That's right. Can I get a rim shot? Thank you very much, Slab E and R Slab.
I'm so excited. Well, we got 3 wonderful students ready to sell and learn how to sell old faces, new faces, and faces
of death.
I was almost said faces of death, and then I decided not to. It seemed a little macabre, but I'm glad you went there. I'm glad we're on the same page mentally. Wizworld Live, we will not show Faces of Death 3, not on this channel. That is that's for Power Selling After Dark, Power Selling 201 on a different channel.
Now we do have a course at the San Antonio Learning Annex on how to have your own death fetish bus tour company.
Yep, I took that one. It's actually really nice.
Which part of was it? The death, the bus, or the tour, the fetish, or the company that you liked the most? What was the highlight of
what was my highlight of that highlight? Golly, I would say probably the best part is edited in the sizzle reel for the death tour company. I feel like it's the only time when you get to make a sizzle reel with people literally sizzling, like from jumping into a volcano after accidentally hang gliding in a wrong manner. You know, like when do you get to put a sizzle reel with sizzling individuals?
Once in a
Most
lifetime,
sizzle
I'd
reels,
say.
if there's any actual sizzling going on, it's like beef on a griddle. You know, and take that from somebody who lives at a Whataburger. It's easy to do, but real human beef sizzling in a video, it's hard to pull off until you take the death tour fetish bus tour company class.
That's right. And all that said, I do need to say one more thing before we begin. I want to say a special shout out to Tia Murray in the chat, who, by all accounts, is the mother of 3 people that are on screen right now. Thank you so much for creating an account, Tia Murray. I'm glad you've joined us for what we are doing now. Shall we begin?
Let's get to know some of our students, and by some of them, I mean one of them at a time. And our first student we're going to meet today goes by the moniker El Garliquito.
1, 2, 3, 4. Vampire Pat.
It's the same song as the first one. Hello, Garliquito. Welcome to the program.
Oh, San Antonio Learning, Annex.
No, you got it right the first time,
Alex?
and the second time, and the third time. You've said it correctly 3 times now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We love
Thank
when
you.
people pronounce things correctly around here.
Now,
Wow, I practiced so hard.
you practiced very hard for this. We appreciate that.
I was looking in the mirror like this. San Antonio Learning Annex.
Effortless.
Many times.
Practice makes perfect, and perfect practice makes practice. Thank you for joining us, Garliquito. I want to point out to everyone who's watching that your screens do not need to be adjusted. We are speaking to a garlic clove. Is that how
Bulb.
you would... clove or bulb? Which is
I
it,
think
Garliquito?
it's a bulb, right? Am I wrong? I feel like the cloves are the individual pieces.
Garlic head.
Oh,
okay. Well, okay, so you are a garlic head, but what would you refer to your fan base as then?
My fan base is called all the hot women of the universe.
Oh, now, folks, we're getting a little
Saucy.
spicy here. I just got flush here, thinking of all the sexy women of the universe all at once. Garliquito, thank you so much for joining us. It's the 3rd time I've thanked you, Trice. On this, what seems to be a rainy afternoon for you, what brings you to our program?
Yeah, are you calling us from underground?
Yeah, so like, sometimes I stick up this top part of my head.
Yep.
And then
little
I
pink
listen
part.
to that one. And I listen to the people. And I heard all the people talk about the San Antonio Learning Annex. And they said it's good for coming to have a lesson on learning how to sell. I want to sell my album, my new music album.
A music album. All right. What kind of music do you perform on this album?
All kinds of music, like merengue, reggaeton, and death metal.
Merengue, reggaeton, and death metal.
Yep.
Do you have a highlight for yourself between those 3?
Let me think about it. You know what? I don't think so, because they all give me joy.
They're like your children. You can't choose any one of those 3 and single them out. Very diplomatic. A very diplomatic show we're having so far. No one wants to offend anyone or offend any musical genres here, and I appreciate that. Would you be so gracious, Garliquito, to grace this seminar with perhaps a dash or a sprinkle of your music?
A slice?
Yeah, so a slice, a clove.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me show you a little bit of the 3 of my singles, okay? Okay, here we go. Put garlic on the garlic bread. That's number one. That's my favorite merengue beat, number one. Hey, where is what? You guys are just quiet. What is this?
We're listening intently.
We are very polite.
No, usually people when I show my album, people sing, dance, take off clothes. What is this?
Well,
okay.
I can't speak for Michael, but I'm trying to do a little research sonically so I can know what kind of research to do on the electronically. You get me? Like I want to help you sell your thing.
I don't get you, Tom Parrot.
I want to hear what you sound like so I can help you sell what you sell like.
Okay.
So I have to be very focused and intent. I can't be losing myself in the music. I must be fully into and invested in the music. But that's just me. Michael, what's your excuse?
I'm not going to beat around the garlic bush here. I was thinking of all the sexy women of the universe as you were singing your song, Garliquito. I'm sorry. You planted the idea in my head and it grew like a little garlic head into my own head. And then I started thinking with my other head, Trice.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to number 2.
Let's do it.
Garlic is life. Garlic is life. Sorry, this one makes me laugh. Garlic is life, life. Garlic is life. Okay, I gotta tell you something.
Yes.
Tom Parrot was laughing at me, and it makes me laugh. Okay, let's go to number 3.
Tom Parrot, the Horatio Sands to your Jimmy Fallon.
I was nodding. I was not laughing. I was nodding and smiling.
I saw
you. What I hear is a potential success coming your way. Because every time you mention garlic with exuberance, that's another $1 added to your price in my mind.
Garliquito, I just want to let you know that Tom's a great person to be in a relationship with, because if you call him out for ignoring you or laughing at you, his rationale is that he just loves you so much and he did it for you.
I like it.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go to number 3. However, wait a second. I heard number 3 was pirated on the web and someone stole it.
It was both pirated on the web and someone stole it? Okay, I want to hear this song.
Gotta hear this song.
Let's go. Vampire bat. Vampire bat.
Hold on now.
Garlic kills all the vampire bats.
Oh boy.
And I heard they changed the lyric to take out the garlic.
What? That's not fair now. You don't steal a song and then remove the part that equalizes. Garliquito, I'm sorry to hear that this has happened. Do you have any leads as to who could possibly have done this?
The mini slabs did it.
What?
I mean, look at the mini slabs. Look at what they're doing with their faces right now, Michael. You can't just ignore that. I know you're entranced by El Garliquito's moves and songs, but look at them doing moves and songs. Where am I supposed to point? Them.
Okay.
Those guys.
I just want to say,
They're cowering like they're vampires you held up a cross to, or a bulb of garlic.
Give me back.
now there's got to be a reasonable explanation for this. Mini slabs, well, you have the chance, unless you want Tom to step in and provide an excuse for you. Speak your piece. What are we not getting here?
This song came to us in the form of an album in a dream.
Okay, so you were inspired in a dreamlike state. Garliquito, your response?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear any of my instrumental backtracks?
Nary a track.
It's the mini slab's fault.
What? Okay, there's
so mad. What? Who?
There's
did
okay.
This?
Listen.
Was it you, Tom Parrot? You said you were doing something technical.
Well, it was not me. I was looking up garlic-based music on eBay to make sure that we could get you the best sales, and it turns out we can. But you guys are going to have to resolve this rights dispute before we even get your album up, because we don't want your listing getting taken down for for somebody thinking that it's a pirated song when it was your
Okay.
original copyright or something.
I'm going to step in here and say, before this becomes a Carlos Mencia, Joe Rogan situation, I want everyone in the chat to sound off. Favorite pair, Horatio Sands and Jimmy Fallon, or Carlos Mencia and Joe Rogan? Sound off in the chat, my friends. We'll get to you in a second. Garliquito,
Yes.
it sounds like you've been aggrieved, and it sounds like the slabs here have been trying to avoid responsibility. I'm sure we can reach some kind of agreement where everyone walks away with a little bit of slice, you know?
Yeah, I just have to apologize to everyone, all the humans watching, and the learning annex, and all the Wolfpack Theater humans, and I apologize to everyone a lot, and a little bit to Tom Perot, even though he laughed at me. Sorry, my sound was not working.
It's okay. This show is ran for free, and we receive donations from our students. So in a way, if your sound didn't work, it's because the students didn't give the show enough money. So it's not your fault, Garliquito.
It's okay. I'm sorry anyway.
Listen, Garliquito, we normally don't do this, but we're going to.
Present?
We're going to combine two squares, and we're going to have the mini slabs play some music while the Garliquito puts their zesty, you can smell it in your sweat hours after eating it, spin on things.
Oh, I like that.
I like that.
I will forgive them all
going.
their. I forgive them their piracy.
You've been forgiven.
Garlic bats. Garlic bats are better than vampire bats.
Look at that, my friends.
That is a really remarkable combination of talents there. I
Wow,
think
thank
that
you.
might be, I mean, honestly, if you took that and put that as his new single, you could do what some people are doing for 7 pounds of music gourmet hardneck garlic, which is $120 or best offer, plus $15.05 shipping.
That's
And
a
the best part
lot.
about that is you're more likely to sell it because that sales listing I just mentioned doesn't even have a picture of garlic or music in there. It's just a family that looks pretty happy.
Wow.
Garliquito, your diplomacy, your grace, your zest, your zeal, your love for all the hot women in the universe earns this segment something that we never do on this program, but I'm going to make an exception. I'm going to go ahead and give you the Resplendence Guarantee, my new friend.
What's that?
Watch the Twitch replay later and you'll see the graphic appear.
It means you did a great job. And we are behind you 100%, oh Garliquito.
Wow. Wow. I'm going to practice 1 million times how to say learning Alex next time I say better, okay?
Okay. We'll see you next time.
Be well, Garliquito. Snuggle yourself back into the mud.
Bye-bye.
I fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole near the end there. There's this garlic company on eBay.
Tell me
And
more.
they don't have pictures of actual garlic on their page, even though they're selling 7-pound bags of garlic at the same time, which also apparently is a music garlic is the name of the garlic strain.
Okay.
Is that the way you say a strain of garlic? You say it like you do other plants that we probably can't talk about on Twitch? Do you call it a strain of garlic?
Well, I imagine a strain is a category that you can apply to pretty much anything so long as it's an array of items that share similar properties. You
Okay.
can consider them a strain. Very much like you and I, Tom. We are men in our sexual primes, not afraid to experiment in the bedroom.
They're
Or
very true. So what kind of strain would we be?
we would be a strained inner thigh muscle.
Ayo. Anyway, they don't have photos of any actual garlic on their page. It's just photos. There's 2 listings with photos of their family, which looks like a single mom and 2 children. So good job for the single mom. And then also one is a photo of a lady skydiving. And it's a 7-pound garlic that's got 13 days for sale left. California/Italian early garlic ships weekly, July through November.
The first thing that pops into my mind, Tom, is that this might be a front for some salacious activity, much like pizza parlors that sort of show up. Okay, first off, I'm not doing the thing that you think I'm doing by talking about a pizza parlor that has nefarious deeds going on. So don't put me in that box. This is something different.
I'm not going to put you in that pizza box.
But for reals, there are pizza parlors that will show up, and they don't open for many months, and then you find out later that they were actually a drug front.
Oh, well, yeah.
There are these businesses where they appear.
Is this the first time you learn about this?
Let me ask you a question, Tom. If I told you I've been happily married to my wife Anisha for 14 years, would you say, this is the first time you've learned that you're married to your own wife, Anisha?
Especially because you're talking about how you're in your sexual prime and you're thinking about all the sexy women across the world and it's straining your legs.
Well, okay. I understand that my analogy was very confusing, but what I'm trying to say is I wasn't saying this was the first time I heard about this pizza thing.
Oh, okay.
I was saying that I do know about it, and I was sharing it with our little marmots here.
I understand. Sorry, I got listen. I've been triggered by a lot of pizza parlor related things ever since I found out that Chuck E. Cheese is selling their pizza on DoorDash as Pasquale's Pizza and wings in order to trick customers.
This is true. It comes from their kitchen, and it's the same food, but they package it differently so they can charge a higher premium for it, and so that adults don't feel weird. But one more thing we have to say is we have the results in. We have 1 vote for Horatio and Jimmy as their favorite comedy duo. And then we have a split vote from Wizworld Live where I believe they chose Jimmy Fallon and Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
So what is that, 1.5 votes each?
I think that's I think that makes Fallon the king of the comedic duos. And he can just go with whichever Hispanic gentleman he wants to in the end.
There we go, my friends. The results are in here now. I think it's about time that we see our next workshop student. What do you say, my friends?
This sounds like a great idea. You might remember this gentleman, and I certainly do, and hope you do too in the chat because his name is Frank Anselmo. Frank, come on back. Welcome back.
1, 2, 3.
Bring it up louder. Louder. God. Oh. Oh, it takes you back to 1999.
I rocked too hard. I fell again.
Oh.
Take it easy. I'm going to bust my knees or something.
Mr. Anselmo, it's good to see you again, my friend.
Much love to the warriors of learning and rocking on to the day we die.
Speaking of that day, Frank Anselmo, have you ever participated in a death fetish bus tour?
Death fetish bus tour.
Yeah, you didn't have to be on a bus, but basically a bunch of people get together and they walk around a town and they just discuss like famous spots where someone had been murdered. It could be a walking tour or a bus tour. Have you participated?
Or a van. You
I've
split
been
the
to
difference.
I've been to a couple graveyards before and just reminisce and show my respects to the dead. I've been to a couple haunted houses before. I never had a fetish for the dead, but the dead, they just don't die sometimes. You know, they're always in your mind.
That's
they don't
right.
really die.
They live on in our minds and
right.
in our hearts. You say you've been to several haunted houses. Do you have a favorite genre of haunted house or approach to the haunted house?
My experience with the hauntings of a house it sucks. You're trying to get some sleep, and they want to fuck with you. They want you to know that they live there, and they don't want you. They don't want you to fucking sleep anymore. They're assholes. To be honest, they're not just gonna scare you. They want you out.
So the hyper realistic haunted house where a spirit is chanting or shaking things around a room while you sleep, you're not a fan of that. Have you been to a haunted house where you have improv actors dressed as Freddy Krueger and Jason sort of slapping at your ankles?
That's fucking not Scary Farm. I've been there like 20 times. That's the shit. That's what it's all about.
Now, Frank, Anselmo, I know we're not getting to your item yet, but because I just want to talk to you here for a second, just person to person.
I'm intrigued. I always like talking to somebody who's deep in, understands how ghosts and the supernatural and spirit world works.
Now, do you...
Speaking of, I got Otis Sarungus got my back of Guar. He's returned to the stars. He left us, but he'll never be forgotten. Otis Sarungus.
R.I.P. Otis Sarungus.
R.I.P.
Do you have any advice for the younger generation as they head to Not Scary Farm and hopefully the near future? Do you ever? Let me be more specific for you, Frank. What's your take on people who will go to a Not Scary Farm and they'll disrespect the improv actors? They'll push back. They'll be vocally abusive to these performers. What's your take on this kind of behavior at the Scary Farm?
If you don't like to be shocked and awed and physically jolted, and if you don't like none of that shit, go to Disneyland.
That's right.
Go to the state fair. Pet the goats. Pet the little piggies. Go fuck around and have a good old time with the clowns and the balloons. That's fine. But if you want an evil, wicked clown with blood coming out of his eyes, and I respect street theater, and if you walk around where all the rides are in Not Scary Farm, that's where the circus is at. I saw a female wicked clown drop a gummy bear on the floor, pick it up, and eat it without thinking twice about it. And that concrete floor, I'm hardcore. I go in the mosh pit. I go wherever I want. That's disgusting. That is not sanitary. That's how the virus was started. People be eating shit off the floor, not thinking about it. Shit off. The 10-second rule is now the death rule. It rules death. Cleanliness is the safest thing. Use a condom and use your brain. Some drop just like the offspring, don't pick it up. Don't pick it, just like the album we talked about. Just leave it alone. Just no. But you need to understand that Not Scary Farm is for 16-year kids and older. High school kids who are ready to just run and laugh. Because you're running from monsters, you're laughing at the other guys who are running from them. That's right. It's all fun, man. But there's some snobby motherfuckers that go to Not Scary Farm. They try to sue. They're outside in the front saying that monster touched me and I want my money back. Ain't nobody touching you, kid. It's dark in there.
That's right. We do want to clarify. We believe people who say they've had their spaces violated or body violated. However, in the very specific scenario of a snotty teenager causing a ruckus outside the gates of Knott's Berry Farm, we do not believe that they've been touched by the monster.
You know what they really need is they just need a little bit more of a understanding of the human condition, which Not Scary Farm is not the best place to get in on that, right? Like I'm a big proponent of down at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. You got a Fright Night, right?
Yeah.
And it's just not like you can't be running around. These people have lives, right? These wicked clowns have children to feed, and they have a lot. I mean, they got a lot of kids in those clown cars, right? Like they go home, they got a whole brood of kids they got to take to soccer practice and dance practice. Sometimes they maybe are waiting for something else to pick up in their careers. And they just can't have a snotty child going, oh no, I didn't like the way that the chainsaw with no chain in it made a sound that was close to my face.
Mm-hmm. That was the coolest shit. They used to have 3 clowns surround someone who was real scared, and drill with chainsaws without the saw, and have sparks flying all around them. It was the coolest fucking thing. No one got hurt. Scared the shit out of the person. They're shaking, and they left them after 5 seconds. They gave them like the 5-second cool down, took off, and it was, man, you never forget shit like that. That's performance arts live. It's more than your money.
That's right. And it doesn't have to be. Let's just be clear here. It's not just Halloween. Throughout the year at Knott's Berry Farm, they have wonderful actors there. If you see the train robbery performance, you'll see two valiant performers clicking their guns at each other with a very loud sound that happens each time they do it. One of them will fall, the other one's the victor. One time, and this is a true story, we went to Knott's Berry Farm with my family and my grandfather, who happened to be bald. And we were on the train when the train was accosted and taken over by the bad cowboy. And when he got to my grandfather, he looked at him and he said, and I don't condone this, he said, "It looks like this one's already been scalped." And I want to point out that this was early 90s. It was a different time. It was a different time. And I just want to point this out because I don't want you to think this is a true story.
Continue.
My like at the time 70-year-old grandfather who's nary spoke a word of English, just came to Knott's Berry Farm with his family to have a good time, finally gets to sit down in this comfortable train after being on his feet all day. And what happens? He becomes part of the show.
Oh God Almighty! Oh God, the 90s were something else.
Real different time.
Oh my God, that was.
We got confirmation from Tia Murray in the chat that this happened.
Tia Murray's in the chat confirming.
Rest in peace, Ramiro.
Thank God for HR 2010. I'm telling you right now, things didn't change until 2010. All the bigotry and the side jokes and the oh God, it was bad. It's still kind of bad in Knott's Berry Farm. I'm not a fan of racism at all or racist jokes, but some people are raised like that, and they come in there. Next thing you know, they don't like someone's skin tone. They say something rude, and fights do break out.
That's right.
And luckily, I'm not the type of guy to start nothing to finish it. I just walk on, let security deal with it. I'm here, pay my $65.99 to be scared, not to be fucked with, and not to go and play bodyguard. Fuck all that.
All right, here's a pitch. So what if that actually is part of the Knott's Scary Farm experience, where that's like a layer of hauntedness on top of all the frights and and jumping around, is that you have to deal with like the horrors of past lives and other people who don't understand, and it's just like a subtle psychological, like God, what's that movie, Hereditary? Like where it gets in your head. It's like that, but without anybody like getting beheaded by a pole.
That is a stretch, but a beautiful horror movie stretch. I like it.
That's why I live in a Whataburger and don't compile haunted houses.
I feel you, and I gotta mention, I feel you when you talk about Chuck E. Cheese. Speaking of horror, Willy's Wonderland was the most excellent fucking movie. Starring Nicolas Cage. You must watch that fucking movie.
It came out within the last year, right? It's a very new movie.
It's very new, and it's very, very, very fucking spooky, funny, and Nicolas Cage is a god in that fucking movie. He is a god in my eyes. He's always
Mandy?
Yes. Mandy was an excellent movie, too, a very long movie, but Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, I gotta watch that. He doesn't even say a word.
Is phenomenal. That's my word for that movie, phenomenal. Speaking of scary theme parks, Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, what's the thing you got to sell, by the way? We're almost out of we almost have to move on to our next guest, but I feel, I mean, I love to converse with you, Frank, but I'd feel weird if we didn't get to the sales part of your power and just talk about Knott's Scary Farm with you all day.
Speaking of Knott's Scary Farm, you always got to be prepared. Not that I ever slipped this into my back pocket, but nunchucks are always ready. They're always ready when you need it. If you need to have yourself some air, you spin it around and get some nice fan motion. Anything you need. Got to poke someone behind you or in front of you. Okay, get a move on. Let's get the line going. Always there for you. I'm selling my trusty nunchucks that got donated to me by my old boss out in security.
Are those wood?
Hardwood. They're carved and engraved. You can't see with the graphics on my phone, but they were carved and engraved through the years of beatdowns and defense mechanisms. A lot of training with these motherfuckers.
So there's beatdown markings on there as well as defense mechanisms. So if you're ever in a relationship and you self-sabotage to prevent yourself from getting hurt as a defense mechanism, you would then notch that into your nunchucks there.
Dang it. I keep searching nunchucks and it keeps popping up with Nintendo Wii accessories.
Michelangelo and Raphael, that what it pops up?
No, it was all like the Nintendo Wii controllers and all this bullshit, like replacement little nipples for the joystick.
Yeah.
Is that
the nipple replacements for the joysticks.
Yeah, you got to replace the nipple on the joystick every once in a while.
All right. You ever some Nintendo controllers have a wandering?
You got a wandering nipple on your controller.
I was gonna say something that was more intense than nipple.
What was it?
You're
say
holding that.
You might as well just say it.
Before we give Frank his before we give Frank his appraisal, I want to ask him a question. One more last question about Not Scary Farm. Now, I want to know, do you remember in 1997, October, when the theme of Not Scary
Farm
was
that's for the children?
When the theme was the Michael Douglas film The Game, and every person who came into the park had their own personalized night of terror and thrills, and then at the end they get to shoot Sean Penn through some glass. It's a yes or no question. Oh, you were too young.
I was too young. I was 12 years old, and Mama was too protective. Shit, I barely went to any kind of theme parks for scary stuff. Went to concerts. Long my daddy went with me. I was 12 in 1997.
Did you ever go to the year at Not Scary Farm where it was themed around the James Marsden film and Frank Langella film, The Box, where you go and you go through the theme park and it's totally normal, but then you get you're leaving the park, and an old man comes up to you and presents a box and says, if you press this box, someone else is going to get scared right now, and you get $1 million.
That's the plot of the film.
No, that's an homage to The Box.
There were a lot of old men everywhere. Some were living in a box. God bless them. I give them $1, and they had a lot of respect for what I did for them. But real quick, I want to know. My question is for the band, the Mini Slabs. I am the illegitimate brother of Phil Ensemble band Pantera, and I need to know, can they jam some rock and roll from Pantera? For me.
This is unprecedented.
I mean, there's a rhythm, there's a way to, there's the cock of the walk. There's a song called Walk. It's gonna hit me. It's gonna hit me right here if I hear a little bit of a riff.
Here we go.
What do you say? Talking to me. No way, Paul.
By the way, Frank, you can sell those nunchucks for $250. Rock on.
Man. Can I donate it to the band? You know, they just need like sound speakers up from the ceiling to the floor, and that's all they need, brother. Just louder.
This is like a great thing to do.
Louder.
Michael, what do you give that the Resplendence guarantee? I feel like that deserves a Resplendence guarantee. An act of band and music lover appreciation.
Resplendence guarantee, my friends.
Much love, man. All splendid, all splendified, all around the world, man.
Thank you,
Keep
Frank.
metal alive, brothers. Keep metal alive.
Thank you for joining us, Frank. It's always great to chat with you. There's plenty of other years of Knott's Berry Farm in the 90s based off of obscure pools. We'll get into it next time, my friend. Will you join us again?
Always, brother. I'm here for you guys. Keep metal alive. Be safe.
Take care of yourself, Frank and Zelmo.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Well, we got one more student left. And I think now's a great time to bring them on, unless there's something you wanted to say, Michael.
You know, I was thinking of holding the Michael Douglas, the game, not Scary Farm Halloween question, as just a statement for this part. But as you know, sort of the long-term delay goals is not my strong suit. And I had to say it. Well, Frank was there with me. I apologize. That's just all I wanted to say at this point in time. Tia Murray, thank you so much for tuning in. Wiz World Live, Dash Gash, Moon Mistress 15 was especially entertained by the vicarious learning that was going on. I looked up on my screen, and 15 seconds ago, Tom, you were smiling and laughing, and I was looking at you and thinking you were smiling and laughing at me in that moment. There is a delay on my screen. In my moment that I'm in now.
I'm laughing at you in the moment that you're in now, too.
4 seconds ago, you weren't laughing, but the other you was laughing.
What about now?
You are, but not... This is the third workshop student we have. Again, if you've learned anything of value, of use for yourself on your own eBay sellings, we implore you to give back to our performers, our workshop students, by sending a Venmo tip/payment to @PowerSelling101. The information's on your screen there. I'll let it be, and I won't mention it again for the rest of the show /seminar. Because
Sounds great.
We've got some great stuff up next.
Our next and final student, I'm going to do this to my face to bring them on, is... Wait, can I get a drum roll, Mini Slabs? I feel like this seems appropriate for our final student of the night. Randy, the RV King of the Valley.
Oh!
Welcome, my friend.
Randy.
Hello, how you doing now, huh?
Randy, thank you for joining us, and it would be remiss of me not to go into great detail into the realities of how you're joining us. You are joining us via Zoom from inside of an old television set. Is this correct, my friend?
Oh, yes, sir. I use an old television set to push myself out into the world because I live in a bunker.
Oh, fascinating. So you are a tinkerer slash... tinkerer is not the right word. But you are,
Oh, we're going to say, what, you calling me a Tinkerbell over there?
well, what if I was, my friend? What if I was?
I would not exactly know what that would pertain to.
Oh, so
Does
you
that
would be
mean I
confused.
grow wings?
You would be...
I don't think you have wings.
I don't believe I have wings. All I got... Oh, wait, I do got wings. They're on the back of an RV that I could sell you. Oh, yeah.
Well, let's get into that now. I feel like we've touched the TV enough there with the half acknowledgement. You are the RV King of the Valley. Is this correct, my friend?
Oh, yes, sir. I am the RV King of the Valley, Mr. Randy. Oh, pew, pew, pew. You know what I mean. Can I get a yeehaw for the RVR?
I don't know. Can you get one?
Yeehaw.
There we go. Look at that, Tom.
I say we get some RVs going some yeehaws going in the chat, which I think is what Michael was just about to allude to before I yeehawed my way into your good graces there, Randy.
Oh, you definitely did there, Mr. Parrot.
Wait, Michael, can we get a yeehaw from you?
Sure. Well, let me
Mini
grease the old
slabs?
pipes.
Can we get like a musical yeehaw?
Oh, I feel a song coming on.
Yeehaw!
Oh,
That's an elongated yeehaw.
woo!
You see that?
Oh, that made me feel so good.
You doffed your cap there, sir.
That's right. Not many people know this, but I do have a spacework hat that I wear at all times. It was given to me by my very first improv teacher in Chicago in 1976. Unfortunately, he left the city to go to Los Angeles to be a part of the Compass Players. We were so sad to see him go, and on his way out, he removed, which I didn't realize was there at the time, but I guess it had been there his whole life, his spacework hat. He handed it to me. I molded it into a flute. I played it for several seconds, and we passed that object around the room, and you would not believe the things it turned to in this class. But when it returned to me, it was once again a hat, which I now wear every second of my life.
So tell us about this. This is a beautiful story.
Are you a wizard? I mean, you wear an imaginary hat. You know other people who wear imaginary hats. And then you got a whole group of people who do a show, but they're compasses. You got talking compasses. You transform the hat into something else. You pass it. You saw a wizard.
Randy, how long you been in your bunker for?
Oh, yeah, I come out every day. But I don't have actual television. I watch old VHS recorded videos.
Okay. So like the videos like what's the most current year frame of reference that you have?
Oh, I would say like I believe it's 1999. Because I remember a bunch of people singing a song about something happening when you hit the thousands.
Okay, let's unpack that. You heard a song about people talking about something happens when you hit a thousands? All right, was this a song about baseball? About the elusive batting 1,000?
A baseball song? No, this is about partying.
So this was... Can we get...
Oh, man, you're making me nervous. So I gotta... Hold up, I'll pull these out right here.
Well, okay, so if it's 1999, that was from 1982.
I keep my Oreos in my pill bottle so people don't steal them. No.
What pills used to be in there?
It's been a little long. I can't remember. Before Oreos, I used to be an M&M guy.
I would love to know what you call M&Ms. Just by seeing those chocolate wafered Oreos you have there, my friend. I just want you to know that I didn't mean to throw you off balance by being so hyper-literal about the fact that someone was singing a song about the thousands. I just want to let you know that you have seemed to have kept yourself in a bubble without having these references, yet you are also the RV king. Now, is it happenstance that no one you sell an RV to happens to make any references beyond 1999, or is this a strict rule that they know up front not to cross that line?
What? I never draw any actual lines anywhere. I let people just kind of approach me. If there was a line, I'd let them cross it.
Is there a like a throne that you sit on as the RV king? Like, do people approach you like they're like they're making a request?
No, it's your business. I mean, there's an entrance to the door, but I do have a throne I sit on. Yeah.
Okay. This is very fat. I've never met another. It's interesting because to talk to another salesman who sells differently than what we are used to selling like.
Hey, RVs are a whole different arsenal. You know, what you guys are being able to do by appraising items and teaching people how to sell online, that's a fascinating thing to me. You know, my best sales are in person. You know, I once sold an RV to a guy with a dead person still inside it.
You can't do that on eBay.
I figure not, you know. Yeah, just had to get it out right away, you know. I didn't want to have to renew the tags on it.
Now,
Yeah, I've been there.
was this the circumstances of this sale? You said it had a dead person in there, which is a very impersonal way to address a human who is deceased in your RV. Was this someone you knew, or would this just happen to be a
Okay,
random?
Mr. Wizard. Yeah, hey, there's a proper way to discuss a dead person. I'm very confused on your magic. Is it because you can bring them back to life?
Are you a necromancer, Michael? Is there something I don't know about you?
Okay, now this is purely in context of 1970s Chicago. We used to do a show called The Re-Information. Wonderful show. 3 hours long. No laugh lines. Purely dramatic. No one in the audience. No one in the theater. No one even knew it existed.
What?
I barely found out about it now while I was checking my email off screen. Wonderful show. It didn't get its due. Of course, the director of the show, again, we lost him to Los Angeles. He joined the Compass Players. And every time, it was such regard I have for the Compass Players, but every time I think they plucked one of our finest instructors and directors from Chicago, it gives a little bit of a bittersweet, Michael Stipe reference, bittersweet me in my heart. Now, if I hadn't already confused everyone in the audience who's watching, I for sure confused you, Frank, the RV King. So I'd love to hear your
You
reaction.
just call me Frank.
His name's Randy.
Thank you, Mr. Parrot. This man terrifies me. Mr. San Antonio over there doing shows to nobody. You do shows for ghosts, you well, get your butt there, boy.
Well, Randy, all right, listen, Michael, I think, Randy, it seems like we've had an impasse where, like, you two don't understand it. So I want to find some common ground, all right? So that way we can get you to properly, because you guys are just salesmen of different calibers of different worlds, right? Like Michael.
Yeah, I'm an American salesman, and you're clearly a mythical wizard.
Well, mythical wizards can be American, Randy. All right, you heard of Johnny Appleseed?
Yeah, I love apples.
Yeah, well, Johnny Appleseed's a wizard.
Holy shit, you're blowing my mind here today.
Have you heard of Peter Piper, my friend?
Yeah, I do.
Have you heard
Yes,
of John Jingleheimer Schmidt, my friend?
I know a John. I heard a few people sing some jingles here today, and I never met a man named Smith though. Anyone named Smith, I don't trust that.
Whenever he go out, the people always shout, and that's a wizard power if ever I heard one, to make sure that anybody can shout at any time without losing their voice. There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt into the Wizard Halls of History.
Oh, yeah, that man must be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan if he can just shout without having to make it out. Them boys, they loud.
Here's the thing. So, Randy, you understand, but Michael, we got to get you to make sure you understand Randy and what he does. So
you're praising, right? He knows stuff about items.
Right, but Michael, I feel like Randy might have accidentally made Randy uncomfortable talking about the dead body in the RV. So I want to just for the sake of, like, we're all friends here before we get to whatever Randy is selling, because we do have to do that still.
Love you, Tom.
Michael, I'd like you to tell me to tell the students at home what's the diciest thing you've ever sold?
The diciest thing I've ever sold?
Yeah, surely you've sold some things in your life that are maybe a little bit unsavory on eBay. I mean, if you need me to go first, I'm happy to, if it puts you more at ease.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. It comes straight to mind. It doesn't. 1976 Chicago, the only time in an improv show anyone's ever used actual physical props. Not just then, but since then. We had an Italian leather sofa on stage, and we had a beautiful woman, one of the hot women of the universe, voluptuous as all get out. And we had our director, who, my lord, we did end up losing him to the Compass Place in Los Angeles. That the Garliquito knows what I'm saying about the hot women of the universe. I got that from him.
Stay focused.
Our director, who we lost to the Compass Players in Los Angeles, he would rail her from behind as her voluptuous form swang over that Italian leather sofa. No audience, just them two. Not even in a theater. It was in a what is it? A place where they make Valium. Would it just be a pharmaceutical lab? It was in a pharmaceutical lab. That experience of being able to watch it through the little slat door or the slat glass on the door, and it was the glass that has like the little wires crossing through. So you couldn't break in there and try to join in. This experience, I sold on eBay. Buy it now. $4,982.67. Or best offer. And I accepted $200 for it. Now, the reason I say it was dicey is because the director's testicles were like dice swinging.
Oh, like the fuzzy dice you hang from the back of an RV.
Yeah.
See, and that's what we call.
That makes sense to me.
Now you guys understand. Now you're playing on the same field. So.
And Kegel just pointed out she's thanking Tia Murray for being here for this, and thank you, Tia Murray, for being here for this.
So. All right, Randy. We do have to finally see what you have to sell because we are we're edging into our time slots, next time slot here. So
I do appreciate your time, Mr. Perez.
Okay. We just want to make sure what's going on. Tia
I
Murray,
found-
the mute button, it's on your remote control. You just press that and it'll mute the channel 59.
Wait, what?
Don't worry. Randy, what are you selling?
God damn it. So, yeah, see, I got this RV, old RV, right? Searching through the old RV. Turns out, I believe this is an antique. All right. I hope you'll really appreciate it here. It's an RV jack. You can tell they are very fancy RV jack. It can turn this way, or it can go outward, and I believe the tire go right there, and the jack go up.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I believe it's an antique RV jack. I'm just kind of not sure what the value of this item would be. I never seen it before.
Well, I mean, that sure looks like every RV jack I'm finding on eBay, and you could easily sell that. Is that just one by itself, or is it a set?
No, this is just a one.
Okay.
It
I mean,
open it up. If you can tell the legs here were spread out. I don't know if y'all can see that. Almost so it could just stand on its own.
Speaking of seeing legs spread out, this experience, you're not in the room. You're outside of the room in the hallway of a pharmaceutical lab, looking through wire mesh double pane glass at what is essentially one of the finest improvised performances. It's not in the Second City oral history book.
But it's in the Second City oral history book.
There's a whole book on oral.
That's right. Sometimes I pause and I let Tom take the glory.
That is anyway, if you have more than one of those, Randy, if you can find a set, you could sell that for easily $2,475.50. Solo by itself.
Holy
you could sell
Dale
that for
Earnhardt Jr.
$1,000.
Oh, holy.
So I hope you find some more.
Now, when you said holy Dale Earnhardt Jr., and then you said holy.
That's right.
Were you trying to think of another athlete who died tragically?
No, Dale Earnhardt Jr. survived. His dad died.
Yeah, both Dales are still alive.
Oh, I forget. It's 1999 for him.
That's right.
Wait,
Randy, it's
you
been a
guys
pleasure.
Y'all aren't telling me Dale's dead, right?
Get him out. Randy, thanks so much.
What, y'all, Dale,
Michael, get him out. We can't have Randy
I'm
break down on
sorry.
screen.
Oh,
Randy's exited the cave, my friend. He can't go back in with the same innocence. Now,
Michael.
I did not intend that to be a walk down memory lane of my years in 1970s Chicago improv scene, but I do want to denote that I do coach. If you'd like me to coach your improv troupe, please email Tom at sanantonialearningx.com. Everything he gets, he reads and forwards on to me.
Or email Tom at sanantonialearningannex.com. I also got that address.
I just want to let you know that the first 10 sessions are free, but here's where it gets tricky. The 11th session is $4,000. But I work with all kinds, short form, long form. If you want to do any of our old forms from Chicago 70s, I've got a recipe book of some of my highlights from all those experimental days. But I must let you know, please, whatever you do, forgive me if mid-coaching session I flee to LA to join the Compass Players. It happens to all the greats, and please don't hold it against me.
WizWorld Live wants to know how many forms involved having sex on a couch.
Well, I don't know. Is it a couch? Could it be a giraffe? That's a new form right there, my friends. Sex on a giraffe.
Is having sex on an Italian leather sofa, is that form known as the cake?
Now, Tom, you had to go there and you had to go and pinpoint the reference I was making. I love the band Cake. Let me just tell you something. Record Store Day 2014, I believe. They finally released their entire discography plus their B-sides and live at the Crystal Ballroom album, closeted in a beautiful box set. It sold out instantly the day of Record Store Day, but they did a second pressing, which I was lucky enough to get a pre-order for, and I owned it for quite a while over here on my wall. Unfortunately, I've since sold it for quite a markup, so maybe it's not unfortunately. Does anyone have any questions?
We have a lot of requests for the band to play a song to play us out on.
Please.
We have, let's see, we have, so here are our requests. And I'll say who they're from. So we have Tia Murray requesting Purple Rain and Purple Haze.
I just saw Garliquito show up in the 15-second delay on my screen here. Continue.
K Gull requested La Bamba, and Ice Cream Cone has requested Freebird. So I guess I say mini slabs. I think take your pick. I think unless Michael, you have any other suggestions you'd like to throw in there? Maybe a cake song, maybe Comfort Eagle or something. Distance.
If you don't know. I was going to say something, but they just sort of gave each other a knowing glance, like they've decided. What have you chosen?
This one's for Tia Murray. And
a never to be known second person.
Whataburger is a place to rock. It is a restaurant where they make food to eat. People flock here to get down to the rock music. Rock and roll, what a burger! Rock and roll, what a burger! Rock and roll, what a burger! Rock and roll, what a burger!
Now, I'm not going to cut the feed until you say the outro of the song as well.
What a burger!
Just like you like it.
Rock over London. Rock over Chicago, 1970s.
Wheaties, the breakfast of champions.
Now, if you know what that is, I commend you. Join us again in 2 weeks. We're bi-weekly now, so we're not going to be here next week, but we'll be here back on March 17th.
Bi-weekly. We're going bi-weekly.
I love you, Tia Murray.